sexual assault and kidnapping case take a turn. The suspect on the loose chimes in via Facebook, claiming the facts are wrong.
Tropical storm Cindy turns deadly as it takes aim at the Gulf Coast. The Texas-Louisiana border just hours away from torrential downpour.
We celebrate a lot.
This is KVUE News at 6.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Quita Culpepper.
And I'm Mike Rush. Austin police investigating a twist in what the chief called a horrific and violent crime.
Investigators say the suspect they believe initiated an encounter with 5 women that led to an alleged sexual assault, robbery, and kidnapping. They think he may, in fact, be the victim. KVUE's Tina Shively is live outside APD with the latest. And Tina, this all came to light on social media.
That's right, Quita. APD Sex Crimes Unit is now reviewing a post likely made by one of the suspects who is still on the run tonight, claiming that the women's account of exactly what happened is all wrong. Now, that post was made by Pablo Pesos, who lists his nickname as Manny, and this is likely Emmanuel Greer, the 20-year-old man that police are still looking for. Now, he says that he contacted the women because they are prostitutes, disputing the women's story that they actually exchanged numbers at a gas station. He goes on to say the women stole a safe from him while at his apartment, and that he and his friends held them and their phones hostage as a way to get his stuff back. The post also contains a video of their cell phone chat display. A 23-year-old Dimitri Rogers is facing aggravated kidnapping and aggravated robbery charges in this case. I spoke with his mom. She says she knew the original story was wrong because her son wouldn't do something that would keep him away from his own children.
I wasn't surprised because I knew that that wasn't his character. I didn't believe it, not one bit. I was in the mode of just thinking about the boys and making sure that the boys was okay through this whole process. But I didn't believe it from day one.
Now, as we first told you on Monday, the women in this case say the night played out an entirely different way. The women told police in graphic detail how they went to the apartment to buy drugs, but instead were sexually assaulted and held hostage until one of them escaped and then was able to call 911. Today's Facebook post reveals one of the women's phone numbers. I reached out to them, but our text chat ended when I revealed exactly who I was. Detectives in the Sex Crimes Unit here tell me that they are aware of this and they are handling it, saying they have no further comment. We'll continue to follow this story for you and bring you any updates. Live at APD tonight, Tina Shively, KVUE News.
Thank you, Tina. An Austin police officer will serve a 20-day suspension for missing a gun in a pat-down. A man later used that gun to commit suicide. Officer Ivan Wall has agreed not to appeal and accepted the suspension in lieu of being fired. 19-year-old Zachary Anam died in the back of Wall's patrol car after he was able to obtain the weapon while they were on their way to APD headquarters. Officer Wall had been called to Barton Creek Square Mall to investigate whether Anam was shoplifting.
Lots of activity today at a home where 2 people were found dead late yesterday. It happened off of Rexford Drive in Cordell Lane, just a couple of blocks from Pecan Springs Elementary School. Police got a call overnight to check on somebody's welfare. When they arrived, they found 2 bodies inside. Authorities aren't saying much about the case, but what we do know is the Homicide unit has been there all day. If you have any information, call the APD Homicide tip line. That number is on your screen.
An Austin police sergeant is suing Ford for at least $1 million.
The lawsuit says Sergeant Zachary LaHood was poisoned by carbon monoxide gas inside his Ford Explorer police unit in March.
LaHood passed out while driving and almost hit an oncoming bus. KVUE's Rebecca Trejo is live in the newsroom with details. Rebecca?
Quita, after that accident, Zachary LaHood pulled over and officers who came to the scene found a strong smell of exhaust. The lawsuit says he suffered severe neurological injuries from the carbon monoxide poisoning. LaHood is suing Ford Motor Company, Leif Johnson Ford in Austin, and 5 unnamed companies. The lawsuit alleges Ford knew about the problem but failed to let the public know and didn't issue a recall. The lawsuit says Leif Johnson Ford serviced the vehicle to fix the defects but failed to do so. The lawsuit also states the Ford company knew defects in 2011 through 2015 Ford Explorers caused potentially life-threatening consequences. In a statement, Ford Motor Company says in part, quote, "We take the safety of our customers very seriously. Ford goes on to say, "We have thoroughly investigated reports of exhaust odor and do not believe this odor condition poses a safety risk." In the case of police interceptors, odors can be caused by non-Ford modifications or repairs that were not properly sealed. Leif Johnson Ford here in Austin had no comment today. LaHood is represented by Reeves and Brightwell here in Austin and Bisnar and Chase out of California. Quita and Mike, back to you.
Thanks, Rebecca. And let's take a live look right now at Galveston as Tropical Storm Cindy develops in the central Gulf of Mexico. Cindy is expected to impact the upper Texas coast and southwestern Louisiana by tomorrow morning. And Chief Albert Ramon joins us now. And Albert, what are the latest projections showing?
Pretty quiet right now in Galveston, right? Things are going to go downhill this evening and overnight. This is a tropical storm. It's a little bit stronger than 24 hours ago. Here's a look at max storm Doppler radar moving to the northwest at 9 miles per hour. Sustained wind speed of about 50 miles per hour, but gusts up to 65 miles per hour will be possible. We'll zoom in and I'll show you live Doppler radar coming in from the Houston area, and there's those squall lines beginning to get a little bit closer to Galveston here within the hour, and embedded in some of that squally weather will be those wind gusts at times exceeding 60 miles per hour. Landfall expected overnight into early tomorrow morning around Sabine Pass, Port Arthur area, and then this system will quickly move off towards the northeast and move away from the state of Texas. Tropical storm warnings posted from the upper Texas coast eastward along coastal areas of Louisiana. Much of the rain is going to stay well away from us, but we do have some small rain chances tonight into tomorrow associated with Cindy. That and your full forecast is coming up.
Thanks, Albert. Well, giving clean needles to a drug user may sound strange to some, but it's exactly what one Austin nonprofit is doing. And for the first time, it's giving the public a look.
It is part of an underground operation to fight the spread of disease. KVUE's Aaron Jones is live in the newsroom to explain. Aaron.
Well, Mike and Quita, the Austin-Travis County Health and Human Services Department reports every 35 hours someone in the community is diagnosed with HIV. Tonight we take a look at a program that's trying to combat the rising numbers.
Will 2 work? 2 packs?
He's the head of Texas's largest underground syringe exchange program, the Austin Harm Reduction Coalition.
What we do prevents disease, it keeps people safe, and it's compassionate.
5 days a week, Andrew Knox parks his delivery van in various parts of Austin. Then drug users come to trade their dirty needles for clean ones.
And it looks like we're trying to help people use drugs, but in fact, we're just trying to help people.
People like this man who asked that we conceal his identity. At 23 years old, he's addicted to heroin and fentanyl. Using them daily, he's been coming here
once a week for 3 years. I heard about them just by word of mouth.
And says while some may say this operation is enabling drug use,
drug users have proven that they're going to continue to use regardless of if they have clean supplies.
Anytime people are using drugs intravenously, they are at risk of sharing those needles, and so that can transmit HIV.
Austin-Travis County Health and Human Services reports HIV cases are up in our area, and Knox says a program like this is needed for future prevention among drug users.
It's a very inexpensive way to prevent diseases.
A clean syringe costs just $2, while the lifetime treatment of HIV is estimated to be at just under $400,000, according to the Centers for Disease Control. While needle exchanges are technically illegal in Texas, Knox says local law enforcement leaves them alone.
We have not been harassed in order to do what's clearly good health policy.
So far, there's been several bills authored aimed at legalizing syringe exchanges that have failed to gain any ground. Knox is optimistic that one day that will change. And right now, the syringe exchange operates solely off of private donations. There are several other services that they provide. We posted more on our website. Quita, Mike.
Thanks, Aaron. Well,